Two police officers shot in a neighborhood outside Atlanta are both expected to survive their injuries, authorities said Wednesday afternoon. The officers were responding to a 911 call in a subdivision in DeKalb County, just southeast of Atlanta, shortly after 11 a.m. Wednesday, DeKalb County Police Chief Mirtha Ramos said. One officer was shot in the upper leg area, and the other in the foot, she said. Early indications are there will be a full recovery for both officers, DeKalb County Chief Executive Officer Michael Thurmond said at a Wednesday afternoon briefing. Both officers were at Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta for observation, Ramos said. Officers were sent to the home after a 911 call was placed, and dispatchers could hear arguing in the background, Ramos said. A woman told police that her 20-year-old son was acting aggressively, the chief said. As officers went to confront the man, Ramos said he fired several shots at the officers through a bedroom door inside the home. Ramos said one of the officers continued to pursue the man even after being shot, and took him into custody as other officers arrived to help in the arrest. He was being interviewed by investigators Wednesday afternoon, she said. There was no immediate information about possible charges.
So this morning at approximately 11:12 a.m., 911 received an open line call. What that meant is there's no one else on the other line, but we could hear arguing in the background. Two officers were dispatched to the residence where they encountered the suspect's mother, who advised that her 20-year-old son was behaving aggressively in the home and causing a dispute with her and someone else in the apartment. The officers were directed to the apartment, at which time when they approached the bedroom door, the subject through the door fired several shots at the officers. Both officers were struck in the lower proximities of their body. Both are stable. They're currently being treated in the hospital behind us, and we are hoping that they're going to be okay. At this moment, they're conscious and they're alert. And one thing I would like to point out is that after one of the officers was shot, he still pursued the subject. He took him into custody with the help of the other officers that were coming on scene, which just demonstrates the bravery that our officers need to display every day. So the fact that he was able to continue going while he was still shot in the leg was very impressive, and we're very proud of all of our officers here today.
First of all, we are thankful that two of our officers who were wounded in the line of duty, from early indications, there will be a full recovery. And we thank God for their safety, and most importantly, we thank God for their service.
The most severe November snowstorm to hit South Korea's capital in more than a half-century blanketed Seoul on Wednesday, grounding hundreds of flights and disrupting commuter traffic. South Korea's weather agency said 20 centimeters of snow fell in northern areas of Seoul and nearby areas. The agency said it was the heaviest snowstorm Seoul has experienced in 52 years. A storm on November 28, 1972 dumped 12 centimeters of snow on the capital. South Korea's Yonhap news agency said one person died and 4 others were injured in a 5-vehicle accident in the eastern town of Hongcheon. The storm blanketed much of the country, with the country's central, eastern and southwestern regions seeing about 10 to 23 centimeters of snow. At least 220 flights were canceled or delayed at airports nationwide, while authorities ordered around 90 ferries to remain at port. They also shut down hundreds of hiking trails. Icy road conditions slowed down the morning commute in Seoul, while emergency workers across the country responded to fallen trees, signs, and other safety risks. The weather agency said snow will continue in most parts of the country until noon Thursday. Russian President Vladimir Putin held a bilateral meeting on Wednesday with his Kazakhstan counterpart Kassym-Jomart Tokayev in Astana. Putin told Tokayev that Russia sees Kazakhstan as its loyal friend, reliable and closest ally.
В свою очередь, я тоже опубликовал свою статью в российских средствах массовой информации. Я думаю, что мы очень подробно, как бы в унисон изложили.
Я хочу вас поблагодарить за то внимание, которое вы постоянно уделяете развитию российско-казахстанских связей. Мы это чувствуем внимание президента Казахстана к этой важнейшей для нас работе. Рассматриваем Казахстан как нашего верного друга, надежного друга и ближайшего союзника. Константин Иванович, мы с вами встречаемся регулярно и как-то привыкли